Hi everybody and welcome back to my backyard once again. Today we're gonna check out the iFLIGHT CineFlow 5. Let's open the box, which is super big. I believe they use the same box for the 7-inch as well. There is only one set of Nazgul F5 propellers and they have to go on the drone. Actually, I believe there was enough space on this box to already put them there. O4 Pro and the filter set, boom. And a cleaning cloth. Accessory bag with 2 antennas, a battery pad you have to put on the drone, external receiver connector, propeller nuts, and the GoPro mount screw. Finally, let's take out the drone, which is very slot in there. And on the bottom you have your stickers and manuals. And boom, I just mounted everything on it and it's time to talk about specs. 222mm motor to motor, it has this kind of an H deadcat design, is a mixture of them. And like this, the drone is at a whopping 490 grams, which is a little bit on the heavy side for my taste. I like when the 5 inches strive for the 400 grams mark, not for the 500. The top and bottom plates are 2mm thick, the mid frame is 3mm, and the arms are 5. Of course, at this weight, it's built incredibly sturdy, it doesn't flex, and it doesn't have any hole on the frame. It's a complete slab. The front camera housing is made of aluminum and it has the nice silicone soft mounts, so you should not have jello on this drone. The camera is a little bit exposed for my taste. Probably adding a little bit of a chin down here would help with the crash resistance, because if you crash head first into something, you're gonna break your camera, even if you have the ND filters, which for sure fits with this opening. All of the plastic parts you can see are 3D printed, including the side panels. And it's weird for an iFLIGHT product because usually they have injection molded panels. It has a few LEDs on the back, right here, on the bottom, and also on the arms themselves. It looks cool, but it adds a little bit of complication when replacing stuff. You have to rewire everything. The motors look incredibly clean. They don't have anything written on them. Xing 2 2207 2050 kV. And the flight controller is a Blitz Mini F7 with 55 amps ESCs. The O4 unit is placed in this very convenient location, so you have perfect access to the SD card and the USB-C plug. And the antennas are extended all the way at the back, and you have these very long iFLIGHT antennas that screw in with the SMA. Here at the back, above the antennas, there is a M10 GPS that maybe is angled a little bit steeply. I'm gonna test it later, but the M10s usually work so good, probably it won't have any issue. And finally, it's time to fly. I'm gonna use these 3 batteries today. A 1550 6S, which is the recommended battery for this drone from iFLIGHT, and they say it should do 190 kilometers per hour. Then I'm gonna try a 1800, which for a 500 grams drone, it seems more appropriate, in my opinion. And lastly, a 4000 lithium-ion pack to see if it's efficient enough to carry one of these packs. Satellite picking is super fast. I just put the drone there, formatted the card, first time arming it, and it already has 11 GPS. So, the noise is normal. Actually, maybe even a little bit more silent than normal 5-inch. I have to tighten this knob. Okay, perfect. Okay, let's put it in. Wow, this thing is never gonna do 190 kilometers per hour with this battery. So, how does it fly? Well, I can't complain. It seems to fly pretty locked in, very smooth. Maybe the rates are not of my liking. This is, again, first time arming, first time spinning the motors ever. But, yeah. If I fix the rates, it flies very good. Minimal shake when you come down, you see? Minimal amount of shake, nothing to really report. Do we have the speed? 140 and the battery starts sagging. These are not the newest batteries ever, so I will give you the benefit of the doubt. I need to buy newer batteries for sure. It does fly pretty good. As with these heavier drones, usually they fly a little bit more tame, because of course the extra inertia dumps the movements down and you have a little bit more cinematic movements. Yet I do not condone having heavy drones without a reason, because I feel if I need a heavier drone, I just use a bigger battery and I gain useful weight. Because yeah, 500 grams is a little bit on the heavy side. The rates are a little bit too aggressive for my taste, so pardon if I screw things up here, but yeah, still it's very predictable, at least how it flies. Totally. Yeah. Wow. It's not a bad drone. Actually, it's a pretty good one. I'm just always skeptical about the weight when I see 500 grams. Well, yeah. For a deadcat design, it's flying pretty good. Well, man, this year's deadcats are all pretty well tuned. I remember when deadcats used to have a little bit of shakes and vibration and stuff. This one is pretty locked in. Yes. No, I don't have replacement prop. They sent only one set of propellers with this drone, which is kind of a shame, especially because I went online to look at the price. Oh, to look at the price, and it's like 600 bucks from China, 700 and something from Europe. So it's expensive. I think at that price they need to include two sets of propellers, especially because they use propellers from iFlight, and yeah, good luck sourcing them online. Well, and actually it's not even that inefficient. We have been doing almost 5 minutes of mostly acro. Yeah, it's not bad. Okay, let's come down at 5 minutes, and we still had a little bit to go today. I don't want to destroy the battery. Okay, we have the 1800 now. Let's see if it has the usual jello. It doesn't seem to have it. I have not set up the rates again. I'm gonna probably keep flying like I was. Yeah, it's quite locked, not 100%, but 99 for sure. I mean, I am just nitpicking. It's a very good flying drone, and maybe it's just the rates too fast for this radio. I wanna check out those antennas at the back, go a little bit further and see how they behave, because are they better than the original DJI antennas? Let's see. This is the beautiful canyons I have at the back of my house. Oh my god, I don't have... I should not go down the hill, otherwise I drop all of my connection. And it seems pretty similar, honestly, to what DJI does. Maybe even... I am under a plant, I am under a tree, so maybe that's why. But yeah, the signal is not getting back to 60 megabits, and I am 500 meters from home. I don't have clear line of sight, but yeah, I see my house from here. I should have a good signal. You see? Yeah, I don't know if this antenna do any good compared to the DJI ones. Speed, yeah, they claim 190, the max I could do is 160, so not... Maybe you need a really good battery, but I am skeptical because the drone is just very heavy. That's why I like lighter drones. They move faster, they use less juice, and yeah, same motors, lighter frame, you have a lot more power to weight ratio. I actually like having a heavier battery on this drone. It feels a little bit more tame, absolutely. Oh! Yeah, I probably need a little bit of expo. Probably I'm gonna do it now. I hope the recording doesn't stop. Okay, now I have a little bit of expo. Now I feel at home. Very nice. Very nice. Yes. Wow. Okay, yes. The drone feels very nice, very tame. It takes half a second to get up to speed because of the extra weight. And yes, absolutely. Good job on the tuning. It's flying remarkably good. I don't know why I feel very at home, so I can do yeah. Congratulations to myself. Now let's see if I can dislodge it from there, because let's hope it flies. Wow, I believe we have a bent propeller based by the noise it makes. Yeah. Yeah, I straightened the propeller, but it's not as good as it was before. Still not jello, which is remarkable. And I have to say, the propeller seems to be quite forgiving if you crash. Now I don't have a lot of experience crashing them yet. I will let you know. But from the crash, yeah, it seems to be flying pretty well. And the drone is... Wow, if you give it throttle, it takes it. Wow, yes, amazing hang time. Yes. Okay, I guess the battery, I take it back. The battery is quite done. And 6 minutes of flight time. Okay, now let's try with the 4000 milliamps. It can fly 10 amps. Of course, with this kind of battery, you don't wanna go really pushing. It's more for cruising and exploring. I wanna try the GPS rescue. It's working. Yeah, on this M10 GPS, they work very good. It's coming back. Yes, with With the lithium-ion battery, maybe it's not calibrated perfectly, but it works. Okay, let's explore a little bit the area with these antennas and this very, very big battery. And I will take a look at the voltage because I don't wanna lose the drone really. I am placed a little bit better, so I have less trees and leaves over my head, so I should get a little bit better signal, I hope. I just tested the GPS anyway, so yeah, I don't wanna really lose the drone today. Look at this place where they used to take the tough rock from. And I wish I could dive it. I need to go there and dive it one day. Looks really, really, really cool. Wow, wow, low of course, we are using the lithium ion. Yeah, it's kind of untested for me, so I'm gonna head back and be a little bit closer. When I'm coming back, the antennas, even if they are long, they are not really doing a great job. There is a little river here. Probably. Is this a river? Let's see if I can angle myself. Yeah, so there is probably a river. Of course, it has been raining for quite a few days. So that's why there is all of this water going into the canyon. And you can cruise at 80 kilometers per hour, is efficient enough. So not bad at all. For doing this kind of stuff with the lithium ions, I will get a 6-inch, in my opinion, is a little bit better. Wow, look at the factories down here. They ruin a little bit, but yeah. I hope coming back I don't lose the signal. But it's a nice versatile drone. Of course you can do this kind of stuff with almost every 5-inch, especially this 5.1 inches, because it's, oh my god, 7 megabits. Again, this is a 5.1 inch, which is slightly more efficient. I feel the battery dropping a little bit, sagging. Of course, this lithium ion, you can discharge them to 2.7, but you're gonna feel the drone being a lot looser. And I'm gonna keep flying until the battery is depleted, so I can give you a number on how many minutes of battery you can do with one of these. Gonna keep flying exactly like this, 80 kilometers per hour. Maybe I'm gonna speed up the footage, but it's quite boring flying like this, I have to say. For me at least. If you don't have to go far. With a 1550 you can do around 5 minutes of freestyle, 6-7 minutes cruising. With the 1800, 6 minutes of freestyle, 8, maybe even 9 minutes of cruising. With the 4000 milliamps lithium ion, I flew cruising at around 70-80 kilometers per hour for 13 minutes and 30 seconds. Time for my final opinion on the iFLIGHT CineFlow 5. This is finally the year where deadcat designs fly as good as the regular X's. Because a couple of years ago it was a trade-off. Do you want the propellers in view or do you want the drone to fly perfectly? Because the deadcats flew good, but sometimes they could shake or have a little bit of prop wash or something. And finally, they now are tuned to perfection. And I have to say, iFLIGHT made a very good job on the tuning here because it's smooth, super controllable, tight enough. It's still a little bit rounded feeling when you do maneuvers, but maybe it's good for cinematic, being called the CineFlow. It's powerful, yet with this power and the weight I expected a lot less efficiency. Instead, it's fine, I don't have problems with it. The GPS performance is stellar even if it's near the antennas. It picks up satellites incredibly quickly even after a cold start. So these M10 GPSs really work great. And if you like showing off, this drone looks aggressive and it has this kind of red RGBs running through it that are of course addressable. Talking about cons, I really don't find anything striking. It's a pretty well made package. I have a couple of nitpicks. First of all, the camera is a little bit exposed at the front. I would like a little bit more chin. Second, maybe the weight is a little bit too much, because I don't like when drones go to the 500 grams side of the scale. I like them at 400. We don't need all of this extra material that really is not serving any purpose down here. It could probably be hollowed out. Also, they look cool, but get rid of the side panels, get rid of the LEDs, anything useless, and save a lot of weight. Because 100 grams is the weight of an action cam or half a battery. You gain a lot of efficiency, a lot of speed, and a lot of better performance. If you want to put more weight, just add a bigger battery again. And I feel like this drone has a little bit of an identity crisis, because it's called the CineFlow. It's made for cinematics, not for bando. I think they should have differentiated it a little bit from the other ones in this lineup. Because you either go heavy and tanky, but then you also cover the camera because people are gonna probably fly in a bando, or you go the other way completely, a 350, 400 grams drone that's quite exposed, but it's much more lightweight, is much more efficient, silent, and has more top speed for cinematics where you're not supposed to crash that often. Another nitpick I have is with the side panels. I have nothing wrong with 3D printed side panels, but I remember iFlight putting injection molded stuff on here. It looked so much more premium. And this drone is not cheap. It's around $600 from China. And really, it's quite expensive. I wish it was a tiny bit more refined. Because also in the box, you're gonna find only one set of propellers and only one battery pad, which many other brands give you a lot more spares. Wrapping it up, I feel like I can totally recommend this drone. Whoever gets it will be very happy with it, and it can do some very nice cinematics. It doesn't have anything wrong. And before I end the video, I know a lot of people are gonna ask me how it compares with the other O4 BNFs I have reviewed so far. I feel like the iFlight flies 5% better than the Deep Space Seeker, but the Vapor flies like 1%, 2% better than the iFlight. They are very comparable, but still I feel like the Vapor is a little bit tighter, perfect, and it doesn't have any hesitation. This one today I saw sometimes a little bit of, instead this one is just so locked in, is mind-blowing. Both the iFlight and the Gepard C don't have any jello, never. The Deep Space, I would love it if it didn't have the O3 camera mount repurposed for the O4, and it still shows a little bit of jello sometimes when you give it full throttle. The Deep Space weighs 440 grams and it comes stock with a M10 GPS at the front, which is very good. The Gepard C 460 without GPS, which goes at the back, adds probably 5 grams, and this one 490 grams, so it's the heaviest of the bunch, and all have useless weight. Talking about prices at the moment from China, of course do your own research, but I found the Gepard C at 430 bucks with the GPS, the Seeker 550 and the iFlight 600. So it seems like the Gepard C is almost 200 bucks cheaper than this one, and they do the same exact thing. Even this one maybe flies a slight amount better. Of course, depending where you live, you have to account for shipping and a little bit of VAT taxes. Here where I am in Europe is a little bit around 30-50 bucks, whichever drone you get. So my final answer is get between these two drones the one you find cheaper. They're pretty comparable, but at the moment probably the Gepard C you're gonna find it way cheaper, is a little bit more refined, lighter, the camera is more protected, and it flies slightly better. And that's all for today. As always, remember to like, subscribe and comment on this video. Let me know what do you think about this drone, and also what do you think about the comparison I just made. If you wanna buy something, please check out the links in the description down below. Clicking on them, you help my channel a lot, and also many times you find discounts. So stay safe and happy flying. Bye.